Levi.
Hey, Ryan.
I wasn't expecting you.
I was just in the neighborhood. Figured I'd stop by.
So, you want to come in?
Yeah.
Welcome to Comics in the Making. My name is Ryan Holgerson. I'm the creator of Slackmatic, and I am joined, as always, by Levi Erickson, the creator of The Big. Levi, today we are in my house, and we're going to be doing a studio tour, and maybe looking at a few other things that might be interesting to the comic public out there.
And I'm really excited for this. This is the first installment of our studio tour series.
Yeah, we'll be doing your house probably here in a few weeks to a month or something like that.
Yep.
Whenever I feel like driving all the way to your house. So
Oh yeah.
tune in next year when I pop by Levi's house. All right, let's get started. So Levi, this super unorganized bookshelf right now. This is the manga bookshelf for the family.
And this is just all manga.
All of this is manga. It's not even all of my manga. We're in the process of still getting this organized. We're a little OCD, so we like to have it alphabetized by author and then title. So as soon as we buy one other volume of manga, it's got to be completely reorganized. So I think we had this organized like around Christmas last year,
Right.
And then immediately it was Christmas, so we got manga.
Yeah, of course.
But I think I mentioned this almost a year ago in our manga episode when I was going through some of these books when we were talking about it. But this is kind of the beauty of manga, is because this is my wife's, my daughter's, and mine, and it runs the gamut of subject matter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we've got stuff over here. So here's some of my daughter's stuff, like Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, Goodnight Poon Poon. Some of these are more like drama and shoujo and stuff like that, which are more like girl comics and stuff like that. Like Maid Sama here. This is my wife's. This is total shoujo, just teen girl comics. But some of my favorite stuff here, I've got almost all of the Junji Ito books. Actually, I think I have all of them except for the art book. For people getting into Junji Ito, Uzumaki, great place to start. I think this is probably his most well-known, like full-length story. And then his Tomie stories are probably neck and neck with that. But my favorites right now, which I just came out, I think at the beginning of this year, is Mimi's Tales of Terror. And these are a bunch of like Japanese urban legends that were actually not written by him. They were written by Hirokatsu Kihara and Ichiro Nakayama. And then he translated those stories into manga. And they're just really fun short stories, like with little horror and urban legend twists. So they're really cool. More horror manga, Orochi by Umez, who is like the preeminent like horror mangaka that kind of started horror manga. And I mean, huge inspiration for Junji Ito. And then he also did Cat-Eyed Boy. I have the first volume of that, and that's also super weird. And then my Akira collection. I got the Kodansha box set. And these books are just, man,
Yeah.
they are just freaking beautiful. They're hardcover. The paper's amazing. Like, it just feels, it's like high quality newsprint or something like that. Feel that shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I love the production value on these. I've got his Domu, which is incredibly hard to find. I bought this, I mean, probably when it came out. So if you guys have a Domu out there, hold on to it because you can't find them. And let's see, what else do I have here that I'm super excited about? I'm about to totally screw the entire bookshelf because I just now started collecting One Piece. And that's like a 108 volume set. So that's going to be, I'm just going to need a whole nother manga bookshelf for One Piece. All right, Levi. So this is my studio.
Nice.
I am probably in this room more than any other room in the house.
Right.
So right now I've got all the LED lights on, just like we do in our videos. But normally when I'm in here just working, these are not on. You know, this is something that I worked on for, you know, we've kind of been adding to it or whatever. And it's something I never thought I would have done before starting a YouTube channel with you. So
it's cool to see it all because I see this corner and
that's it.
You know, just like everyone else sees. You know, I
Yeah.
see what you viewers at home see all the time. So it's really fun to be able to check it out in person. And get a feel for the orientation and the space that inspires Ryan to create the awesome comics that he does.
Yeah. I got this dinosaur coat rack. Don't look at how horribly cattywampus it all is when I put it on. I was like, I barely measured it all. I put it on and it was horrible. But my favorite thing about this, other than it having Tyrannosaurus heads, is got my flail Morning Star right there. So thought I'd just hang that on here.
You called it Good Night Star.
Yeah. So this desk right here, this is actually the most recent addition to the studio. I wanted a spot where I could put my iPad and where I could work on my iPad if I wanted to be in more of like a desk orientation for it. Mm-hmm. Honestly, never done it. It's just here just in case, especially if I want to like shoot videos or something. With the iPad, it's here. But I got this new dartboard from AstroPad, and it really just turns your iPad in just like really nice like lap board and stuff like that.
I dig that.
And so it's been really cool, but it's really great for like drawing on like drawing in bed, drawing on the recliner or whatever. So it's really great. But I wanted to have a spot where I could put it. So I got this cheap desk from Walmart, and I've just been kind of putting knickknacks and stuff like that. A vampire steak. It's always important to have.
Yep,
you never know.
Yep.
Always be prepared. Let's see, I've got vampire wine right here. I've got some love potion, Cthulhu, Funko Pop. And then I've got this Junji Ito Uzumaki statue. But then I've got some books down here. So these are kind of like some of my most favorite books, probably, that it's kind of why they're up here.
Yeah. Street Angel.
So I've got Street Angels. I've got Jim Rugg's Aphrodisiac, Black Hole by Charles Burns. I've got all my Mignola Hellboy books. The Amazing Screw-On Head, which you see I've got two here. So I've got this version, and I've got this version. Yeah. I've bought The Amazing Screw-On Head like 3 or 4 times. Every time he comes out with a new edition, I get it. I've got all Jeff Darrow's Shaolin Cowboy.
R.I.P.
I've got Piscor's Red Room right here.
8-Ball.
8-Ball. James Kachalka just did a Kickstarter not too long ago. So I've got that right there. And then Xenozoic Tales by Mark Schultz.
Yeah.
Man, this is just freaking
masterclass.
Yeah, just beautiful black and white artwork. I love it.
Hurt. We love you, bud.
Yep.
Jeff.
I'm filling up this whole section here with stickers. So,
Yeah, Jeff is, I guess he's probably up in Marion right now at the...
oh yeah, yeah.
Show. I don't know what any of that stuff is.
Yeah, I know. What is this? Is that art?
Is that some kind of trash can?
Is that R2 YouTube?
R2 YouTube.
That's a throwback. Yeah, so we just put in this shelf rack. This is temporary. I am trying to come up with a better solution for this. Ideally, I'd actually I have the iPad spot right here. I'd like to figure out some sort of storage thing over here, but also have it with a desk for traditional art.
Yeah.
Because I don't really have a good traditional art spot right now. And I'd like to. So, but a lot of this stuff is my daughter's. So like this shelf is her artwork. I let her paint on this laptop right here.
It's kind of a cool idea for those obsolete, functional laptops. You know?
No, it was like I had nothing to do with it, and I was like, screw it, And so she did that. She's got all of her paints and stuff like that. Bunch of storage. This bottom shelf here, this is normally where all of the comics go.
I got you.
The warehouse for Slackmatic.
Yeah, this is
but it's all in my car right now because we're about to go to a show.
Yep.
And then so this top shelf is for the most part mine, except for that luggage. But
it's a Royal Highness's matched luggage.
Yeah. The code to open it is 1, 2, 3, 4. So
Stupidest combination I've heard of my
that's like what an idiot would put on their luggage. So I've got mostly Star Wars stuff here. Of course, R2-D2, Millennium Falcon. That's actually a Bluetooth speaker.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So this guy right here, though, this is Ted. This is the possession I've had longer than anything else in my life. I've had it since literally the day I was born. So my Norwegian grandma got this for me. And I think I've mentioned in a few episodes, the very first real character that I created that stuck with me for a while was Ted. And it was based on this toy. And so I did hundreds of Ted stories, all based on that.
Nice.
Next to him, so this right here is the ashes of my cat, Sophie.
Oh.
And Sophie was the main character in Kitty Litter. And so that was a webcomic that I did for years and years. She had a lot of fans. I still get people commenting that have read my stuff for years, talking about Sophie and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And anyway, when she passed away, I wanted to have her cremated and stuff, and so she's right there. She's always in here. So I've got two of my comic characters right next to each other. I just found this at like a thrift store. I thought it was cool. But this is one of my prized possessions.
Yeah.
This is Han Solo's DL-44. I got this at HeroesCon in 2002, 2003.
Nice.
It's a little beat up. It's fallen a few times, so the scope's a little messed up and stuff like that. But and it's not it's not official. I just got it from a guy who was taking Mauser replicas and turning it into a DL-44 Han Solo blaster. But I love it.
Oh,
and
nice. Got
it's
action and everything.
Yeah. So I love this thing. And one day I will have the Blade Runner gun.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That's my next big get for just stupid sci-fi stuff that I really don't need. But that way I can have Decker's gun and I can have Han Solo's gun. So so that's that. Here, this is all of my daughter's stuff.
Yeah.
So this is why I don't have a traditional art space. she's got hers right here. And this is like a box that she just painted and stuff like that.
Yeah, very cool.
She's a little obsessed with spirals right now. So, yeah, I know. She's probably got a problem. We're getting her soon. Here on the board,
Yeah.
so which is this is actually kind of funny because I just released a comic called The Pizzamatic Machine, which had these pizza monsters, and I'd been drawing them for a few years, but this is actually the first, I think, first real appearance of them that I did in comic form. But this is one of my last traditional pages that I did. It's also the last of the Chronicles of Today Slackmatic strips.
Yeah.
So this is, so I keep this up here. One, I like it. Two, it was the last one of the Today strips. It was also commemorating me quitting a job that I had had for 21 years, working in the pizza industry. So this is why I've got these like pizza ghosts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I keep this up.
Very cool.
Up here on the wall, I've got this is a poster that came with Jay Stevens, one of his Kickstarters for Dwellings, for his book Second Tongue. Then I've just got a Millennium Falcon diagram that a friend of mine had gotten me.
Very nice.
This is the main workspace for me though. This is
Yeah.
what I'm looking at all the time. So I've got my Cintiq Pro 24. So this is what
There it is.
all the drawing goes on. It's on the Wacom, what do they call it? The Ergo stand or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's got these paddles in the back, so you can squeeze those and then move it. And then it also, let's see, I don't want to bring it in the wall, but it also moves this way. So you can pretty much put this in any position. But when I'm sitting down, it's got this little, should have dusted, it's got this little flap here, and you just push that, and then that way it comes down. So this is usually like
Nice.
the angle that I'm usually drawing on and stuff like that. But man, I love this thing. I use it every single day. The Wacom pen is probably, it's the best digital pen you're going to use. Maybe close second or tied with the Apple Pencil, but I mean, it's hard to judge, honestly.
Yeah.
I love it. But all of that is hooked up to my laptop. So that's what runs everything. I've got a printer that I hardly ever use. Microphone that we use for recording.
Yep.
I've got a TV here, which you can see into the past right now.
That's right.
So this is usually running YouTube or a bunch of horror movies and stuff like that while I'm working.
Nice.
Our ring light that has lots of glare on our glasses.
As duly noted by
Yep.
our loving audience out
Yeah.
there. They're trying to make us better.
Right, they are. I really appreciate it. I appreciate it when someone helps us.
Points out those flaws.
So this stuff right here, though, these pictures, I wanted this stuff to be just stuff that would inspire me, because it was going to be like right in front of me, you know?
Yeah. And you know, I'm seeing the classic D&D.
Yeah.
You know.
So this is by an artist named Skinner, and obviously he's super inspired. In fact, he's friends with Errol Otis, who is one of the original like first edition artists or whatever. And but he released this limited edition black and white screen print, and I had to get it. I had to get it, and so I've got this like just front and center, because I love his brushwork. I'm always finding something, even though I've been looking at this for probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 years at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always finding something new.
Yeah. That's why like I think a piece like this, sort of being a little bit of a focal point in your creative space, with all the details. You can see such a variety of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And that just keeps it moving.
Yeah, no, it helps sometimes. I mean, and the thing is, like, when I'm writing, and you're kind of just like staring off into space, and you know, that's when I've probably got like some lo-fi music or something going on. It helps to just have this visual, you know, that I'm looking at to help inspire me.
Oh yeah.
This one underneath it, this is also Skinner. I got this he did a Kickstarter for a horror series that he did. And this was like another little screen print that was included or whatever. And I thought it was awesome. But this is like a page from that.
100%.
Right here we've got animation cell. It's not an actual, you know, animation cells from the Disney store or whatever. But it's for Atlantis. So when I met my wife, she had worked at like Spencer Gifts and stuff like that. So she was working in the mall, and so she had all of these like Disney animation cells and stuff like that. And we still have them, but we've taken a lot down. But I've kept the Atlantis one because that's my favorite Disney movie. And it, you know, it's probably one that Disney wants to forget because I don't think it did very well. But Mike Mignola did most of the character designs, or at least the style is what they were going for, was Mike Mignola's style.
Yeah.
So if you look at all the fingers and stuff like that on the characters, or all these like, you know, rectangle square fingers,
Yeah.
it's like straight Mignola.
Right.
So yeah, so I love that. It's also one of the few Disney movies without a song. So it's just it's
already
great.
my favorite too.
Yeah. Yeah. And then up here, man, I had a friend when I was a kid, and I think he had a bigger version of this. But he had a big poster of this, and just one day I was like, surely that's available, and I looked it up, and I got this. When I see this, I remember the NES arcade.
I was gonna say this has got those about the video game vibes.
Yeah. And what's cool about it though is it's, you know, the design is based on, you know, Eastman and Laird cover from, I think it's 4 or 5, something like that.
Yeah.
You know, one of those one of the early Turtle issues. It might be further on than that, but obviously it's once they, you know, go to space and fight the Krang and stuff like that. But then the painting's actually done by Michael Dooley, I think, is who did it. He's someone who worked for them in the, you know, Mirage Studios or whatever. But anyway, I've always loved it.
Yeah.
I like, it was just, it's another thing that I just kind of like stare off into space, and I'll look at that. You know, anyone that's seen my work, you can kind of see where I borrowed a lot of like the way I draw tech and stuff like that. Like I'll borrow it from that kind of Eastman Laird aesthetic,
Right.
you know. And of course they were borrowing from Kirby.
Yeah.
You know. You know, and then I'll throw some Liefeld in there, you know. So but yeah, no, I mean, it's my workspace, you know.
Yeah,
and
nice.
I just try and make this as creative as possible.
No, yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's an awesome space that you have here, and thanks for bringing me in to see it. Thanks for bringing all of them in to see it.
Yeah. Thanks to my daughter for filming all of this.
Yeah.
She's been a real trooper.
Yeah. Excellent camera person. New York. Unique New York.
Lemon face. Ooh.
I am recording, guys.
Lion face. Are you ready?
I've been recording. I recorded that whole little.
We're going to use that at the
thing.
end. We're going to do a B-reel.
Yeah.